14. I am on the other side of the hump day, halfway to the summer solstice on June 21st. So that's pretty cool that I made it another day, and really just proud of myself for sticking through this for 2 weeks, because I'm forming a new habit. As a neurospicy girl, sometimes forming new habits is hard, and getting back into rhythm, but I'm really trying to do my best to do so. Definitely getting to these in the later half of the day, but it was interesting because I was watching this video of like traditional Soraya Namaskara, and the person was like, yeah, and you shouldn't do it after sunset, you know. And I was like, oh, well, it also just makes sense for a sun salutation, right? Like, do it while the sun is up, because there's also a moon salutation that can't wait to start incorporating again. When I was doing my yoga teacher training, I was actually doing moon salutations every day before bed, so maybe I'll start getting back into that. Have more time on the mat for myself. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so I was looking into a little bit of that. And yesterday and today for my yoga practice, I've really just been focusing on going over my cues for different asanas. I want to start kind of doing like a flashcard situation again, where I read the flashcard. I'm probably going to record what the cue is so that I can play it back or read the transcript and know what I said. And just start memorizing them. And I also want to, on top of building a new sequence that I'm working on, I also want to like memorize a flow so that I can get more practice, as well as start getting more prepared for other teaching opportunities again. Again, it's just about getting more comfortable with it. I hope it's like riding a bike. You kind of never forget once you get there. So that's something I'll be focusing on. Yeah, I think that I'm enjoying this journey as well, because I'm finding ways to push myself further, get deeper into my practice, as well as coming to just like, I don't want to say back in alignment with self, but like getting back to, or creating space and time for the things I enjoy, to have space and start popping up. So yeah, after this is over, I also need to figure out like, okay, so what is then my true daily yoga practice, right? Outside of like, maybe it is sun salutations every morning, you know, and then going from there. But what's my time on the mat look like? Is it moon salutations at night? Is it something different every day? I don't know. I feel like, you know how like you start researching one thing and then you start getting more like targeted messages or whatever. But I was looking in, scrolling on Instagram, and then this yogi came across my page, and he was like, you know, for the past 10 years, he's been doing the same structured daily practice, and for him, it's brought him like a sense of stability. It's grounded him. It's helped him understand how his body is working today versus yesterday. And that was like a really cool perspective to hear. I have not fully done the same practice every day for X amount of days, right? Like, even though I'm doing Sun Salutations every day, I'm doing a different amount every day. My warm-up looks different. Sometimes I'm setting my intentions in a standing pose, in a seated pose. So that really, not that it changes the experience, right? But it does. It gives me the ability to have some flexibility in my flow every day. But I am curious what it is like to do the same flow. Like, if it's just 5, it's just 5, not 10, just 5. Kind of experience. Yeah, not gonna sign myself up for that right now, but it is definitely something I will consider. Yeah, I think I like to do things according to the moon, and I think a full moon is coming up. Maybe I'll start then. Yeah, maybe I'll start the nighttime routine on the full moon. Watch it be tomorrow. It's gonna be crazy. I don't think it is, but I'll double check. But yeah, today what I'm gonna try to incorporate is a better Ashtanga Namaskara. What I realized while watching this lady go through the sequence was that, like, how she dropped down from plank to Ashtanga Namaskara, and like how gentler it looked on her knees than it looks when I'm doing it. So I want to definitely be mindful of like just dropping my knee down like that, because my knee definitely was hurting today. So that's just something I not only need to be mindful of because my knee's hurting today, but like long term, right? Like how you come down, even like coming down into a chaturanga, right? Like you're still coming down from like one position with your knees in the air, and then you're putting your knees on the ground. So making sure you're not sliding down. So yeah, that's what I'm going to focus on individually in my practice today, and I'm gonna keep doing the every other leg count. I think that'll be good. But let's throw in another wrench today. I will, aim for cycles of 12 versus the 10 I've been doing. So I'll probably end up doing like, I'll go for like 54 again. Maybe another day of 54. But what I'll do is I'll do 2 rounds assisted, aim for 3 rounds full plank. I'll do that. I bust my vibe, but now it's windy. But yeah, I will do 2 rounds of assisted planks and then 3 rounds of full plank. I feel like I have my math wrong, but yeah. Oh, 12 times 5 is 54. Okay. It's not. It is. It is. I'm like, it's half. It's not. Definitely cutting that part. 12, 24, 48, 36. Yeah, cutting that part. Okay. Let's get into our Sun Salutations. Okay, the warm-up for the day was pretty simple. Again, starting with the shoulders, taking my time to loosen them up. Of course, you gotta hit a forward fold if you're going to be doing them so many times in your practice that day, just so you get your body used to that movement, stretching it out. And then I did some shoulder blade squeezes. I really feel like I needed just the extra stretch in the shoulders and upper back, and just loosening that up a bit. Did some shoulder rolls a little later than one would like in a warm-up, but made sure I got them in. And I've been doing some woodworking today, so my wrists have been pretty mobile, but just rolling them out a little bit more. Then I started doing some wrist stretches as well. Just again, not too long, but I had no form or reason when I was doing these. I'm kind of jumping from right hand to left hand, up to down, and it's my body, so like it's cool. I know what I need, but definitely not something that I would like to get in the habit of, because you definitely want to have a focused cue and repetition when teaching a class. Some high lunges as well, just to kneeling lunges, low lunges, yep, those are low lunges, just to open up the hips. And then I bent in a little bit more as well, just to get that stretch at the back of the hammy. And I love a good hip opener, so some figure fours as well. Added them in. Then I moved on to a couple of shoulder dips. Realized, I could also be practicing my Ashtanga Namaskara form. Okay, so today was another restart fail. Can't call it anything else. Forgot to hit the record button again once I took my jacket off. So, the last like 24, I didn't get to record, which is kind of sad because I know for the last one, the last set, I definitely did just 12. I did mess up with doing 2 on my right foot to start, then I did 2 on my left, but then I got back into the every other thing, and made it to 12. So I am still gonna pat myself on the shoulder because I did the thing. Let's see, the full plank to Ashtanga Namaskara, definitely need to practice a lot more. It's just, for me, really uncomfortable. Like, it's new, swinging my leg back, coming into a plank, pulling down my knees, untucking my toes, and then coming into Ashtanga Namaskara. So, yeah, practice makes perfect. I just started incorporating full planks yesterday, so, you know, I'll have to just keep going with that until I improve. Definitely will continue to work on the form. I did a couple assisted, I'll call them planks, for a warm-up just to get the form right. Still need to keep going with that, but overall I did pretty good. I didn't get too distracted today, even with like neighbors passing by or waving and stuff. Like, I was still able to pretty much stay in the practice today, and not have also like too many rabbit holes going on in my brain. But for the most part, until like the last couple of until like those last 2, maybe even the last 3 sets, that's when I also started saying the names today versus starting in the beginning and then not saying them at the end. And I think that also just kind of helped keep the form and the pace. I didn't necessarily feel like I wanted to slow down, but I think I was kind of like knowing I was reaching the end, and like, you know, your arms kind of start feeling a little bit more jello-y, because you're like, oh, I'm almost done, like, at least for me. So just need to push through that. Let's see. I'm gonna work on a full cue for a warm-up. Like, this is what I will do and keep practicing for the remaining of my Sun Salutations. Granted, every day your body can be different, so, you know, I may switch up 1 or 2 things depending on like what's going on with me, whether it's my wrist, my neck, shoulders, or back, even my knee, because that's just how yoga practice goes. And what else? Yeah, I got these 54 in before the sunset. I think I did the first 2 assisted, right? Yeah. Okay. So there's one that y'all have seen where I'm doing the full plank, and it's okay. I'm gonna keep working on it. And I think that's what's like pretty awesome about yoga is that you can just keep working on it. There's like no real like check mark for advanced, if you will. So there's definitely always a lot of conversation around like how in the Western practice we really do focus on like this advance and getting your body to do all those things, and all these really flexible poses, but it's like, are you flexible or are you advanced? Oh, it's crazy. He's driving down a one-way. And texting and driving, so I'm not even sure that he knows he's doing it. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, right? Because like every day when you get on your yoga mat, right? Like the goal is to just be in sync and do your best. And like it's really cool if you are super flexy, but if you're not, that's also okay. So I'm excited as I continue to gain more knowledge in the practice, that yes, I am able to do more. And you know, like with my knee, there's just some poses I'm never going to be able to do, and that doesn't mean that I'm not, you know, like an advanced yogi. It just means that my body does yoga to the best of my ability, and I keep going from there. So pretty excited to keep exploring what yoga is going to do for me, and as I continue to practice, I know I'll get better every day, and then hopefully I'll be able to do all 108 with a full plank, and if not, then I'm gonna do as many as I can, and that's just the goal. So yeah, just keep going, just keep getting better every day. Yeah, gonna do the cues, and I think that's it. I am also gonna check out a new yoga studio this week, so I'm really excited. That'll be fun. It's like 15-ish. Nope, I moved. Probably like 25 minutes away, not gonna lie. But they're a pretty busy studio and potentially looking for teachers, so we'll see. But you never know unless you try. Worst they could say is no. So maybe I'll do something scary this week. Alright. That's it for day 14. There are 12 more days left until the summer solstice, so get ready for that. And then yeah, I'll look into the when the full moon is and start doing some moon salutations. Alright, have a good one.